मैडम हाईजैकर्स ने प्लेन अमृतसर में लैंड किया है।
I've been fascinated with the world of espionage and the covert operations.
ये पिछले 5 साल में 7वीं हाईजैकिंग है। What have you done to stop it?
I feel they are unsung heroes. They work selflessly for the country.
एक इंसान है जो इस केस से जुड़ी हर इंफॉर्मेशन दे सकता है।
I have a lot of admiration for them.
What is his code name?
Bell bottom.
Bell Bottom is releasing, and I'm lucky enough to talk to one of the stars and the director, Ranjit Tiwari. You are the director, not one of the stars. How are you doing, sir?
I'm perfectly fine.
Now, before we get into our chat, I want to put something on the table. I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't feel on the spot or anything. But a few months ago, I got a call.
If I feel the spot, I'll let you know.
Okay, that's a good dynamic we've got going on already.
Absolutely. That's the way to go, I feel.
All right. So a few months ago, I got a call from a casting director saying that they needed a foreign reporter to do a little slot in a film with Akshay Kumar called Bell Bottom. Now, obviously, being a reporter, a foreign reporter, I applied for this job, but obviously I didn't get that job. So to stop this being awkward, if you could just tell me why it is you didn't like my audition or my face, and then we can just get on with the show.
I'm so sorry. I don't think it came to me finally for me to see it.
What?
So I got to talk to the casting director, yeah.
The one time I've done an audition, I thought, this is in the bag.
Oh, so maybe next time for sure. Now since we have met. April, May, June, when the COVID was at its peak, that's the time we started prepping. You won't believe I hardly got to meet any actors. I have selected them all on Zoom calls.
What is his name?
I could not see them physically, ever.
Okay, I understand the protocol.
Till I met them a week before we were flying to do the costume trials and things like that.
Did you have any shocks? Because we all know what we do on Zoom. We all look good from the top upwards, right? And then in the bottom, we're all just sat in our pants and our bellies are hanging out. Did you have any surprises when you met anyone?
I had a few shocks, which I imagined to be something else. But at the end, they all did a good job. We came together, did all the things.
I'm sure if we met in person and I did my audition in person, then I'm pretty sure I would have got the job, actually.
Still hanging on to the audition and the job. Let's move on.
While we wait for the Pakistani diplomats and intel officers.
Operation ki tayari kare.
I haven't seen the film yet. I'm looking forward to seeing it when it releases. I have seen the trailer, though, weirdly with Arabic subtitles. I'm not quite sure how that happened on YouTube.
Dubai, Abu Dhabi and Muscat.
But you go to a lot of different places, or so it seems in the trailer. Did you actually get to go all around the world during COVID to film?
The whole shooting happened in Scotland.
Wow.
So yeah, it was a lot of VFX work. But fortunately, we did a lot of homework on how to make so that when people see, they don't believe or feel that it was shot in a particular place.
It's a period film, and it sounds really weird to say that because in my head, in my brain, I always think of period films as being like fully in the past, not probably in the time that I may have lived. What year or years is it set in?
The story spans from 1979 to 84. It's a 5-year journey.
मैं एम्बेसी के काम से बाहर जा रहा हूँ।
कहाँ?
कोची।
No pause, no hesitation. मतलब सच बोल रहे हो?
या फिर झूठ बोलने में माहिर हो गया हूँ।
I love you.
And I absolutely agree with you because the moment we talk about period, we think of going into 1900s and 1850s and stuff like that, or 1930s, 40s.
क्या सोचा?
Game on.
It was a beautiful era in some sense because there's so much different than what we are today. The subtle differences are still there, still the basics are still the same, but there's a small, as we have progressed in life. So yeah, those detailing, you need to keep that in mind.
शादीशुदा, sharp memory.
Whereabouts in Scotland were you?
Glasgow and the outskirts of Glasgow. It's a wonderful place, very different from our country. Also because of COVID, there are very less people. But I think the authorities out there supported us completely for allowing us to film there. It's just a beautiful country.
Did you try any Scottish food? Did you have haggis?
I'm not a big foodie. I have very few things that I like, so I stick to those. I'm not very experimental when it comes to food. So I have few likings. I'm a very homely Indian food person where I have few dishes that I like, and I'm very happy with that.
So you didn't have a battered Mars bar, which Scotland was famous for at one point.
People who are with me, they get very annoyed because I don't like cheese, I don't like beef, I don't like pork, so I don't like fish.
Are you a vegan?
No, I know, no, I'm not vegan at all. Naturally, it must be vegan. I don't know, but this is how it progressed in life. So yeah.
I'm a vegan. So when you do cast me for your next film as the foreign reporter, the menu is set. Okay, we know what we're eating.
I'm going to write a story based, a character based, so that I can have you in the film.
I appreciate
that's a promise to you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
ये ले पहुंच वरना पिछवाड़े का वेलक्रो बन जाएगा.
Mr. Adil Hussain, tell me about this man, what he's like to work with.
Oh, he's great. We actually had to quarantine for 14 days before we started shooting in Scotland.
Together?
Yeah, we all staying in the same hotel, right?
Oh, I thought you meant you and Adil, like in a room.
Not in a room. I had my wife with me that time. So, yeah.
That would be weird. You, your wife, and Adil. Yeah, that was just odd.
क्या कर सकते हैं?
A court operation.
So we spend a lot of time where we would talk about the story, about the current film, as well as life, his experience. He has some wonderful experience in his life, which he shared to me.
What do you remember of that time, of the late 70s, early 80s? How old were you then? I was just born. I'm just putting that in.
I was in 80s, well, early 80s. I just did my, what do you call that in England? I don't know, but we call it matriculation, we do the 10th standard.
Okay, I guess like when you leave high school or something, is it when you're 16?
Correct. Yeah, so I was in the 10th standard, and I remember wearing bell-bottom, and there was one guy in our town who used to wear the broadest possible, bell-bottom. So it's like really huge, and we used to call him, he's sweeping the streets with his bell-bottom. So I still remember him on his fancy bicycle. He used to come, in the school, and we were jealous of him also because he had the guts to sort of carry it on, and I wouldn't be able to do it.
What I think is really interesting, and I've thought this before, it's the time that the film is set and the fact that India, hadn't necessarily opened up. But what I find amazing is the way that fashion pervades, and I've seen films and photo shoots of famous Indian actors, actresses, and it's the same makeup. It's like you said, the same clothing. It's the bell bottoms, the flares, how did the fashion get through? How did the visuals get through? That amazes me. We didn't have the internet, right? And
I got it. Yeah.
TV channels were less, and all of this.
No TV. No TV in our part of the world, at least when I grew up, till 1982. And so the fashion get through to us through the actors, through Vinod Khanna and Dharmender and Bachchan Saab and Shatrughan Sinha, all these, and Mithun Chakravarti and, the disco dancer and all that. And the films were like the hot things, the only thing that we had to look forward to. So they were our fashion icons, and we followed them, madly.
I'm just visualizing you in a pair of bell bottoms. That is an image. So the film that we've got to look forward to, obviously on the 19th, is Bell Bottom. Where are you going to be watching it? Have you watched it all yet? Do you get like?
I haven't. No, okay. I haven't watched it. No, I'm shooting in Bombay. Unfortunately, Maharashtra, they are not releasing in Maharashtra yet, because the cinema halls are not open, but the rest of the country, I think they have opened up. So I'll be back in Delhi on the 22nd or 3rd or maybe 4th. So I'm looking forward to watching it on the big screen just in the midweek after it gets released.
सर शायद ऐसा हो कि सबको लगे कि मिशन फेल हो गया. बस आप इतना याद रखना. It's not over till it's over.
When I think of espionage films, I either think of 007 James Bond or Austin Powers. Akshay's character, where does he sit on that rather odd scale?
So when I think about espionage film, I also think about Munich. I also think about Argo, Bond series. So it's not something I've based on anything. It has come naturally from the way I saw the character. I've not taken it from or inspired from any films that I've loved in my life.
Mhm.
I like to visualize things the way it comes in my head, so I could portray it organically rather than thinking of these films, great films. So I like to keep it organic in my head. And yeah, you'll see it on the 19th, the character, and probably you can call me and tell me where it landed. Whether it's James Bond, Argo, Munich, which zone of the character.
That's a deal. And on that note, I've been told my time is up. So thank you very much. It was really nice to talk to you and meet you this way.
Same here, Natalie.
See you later. Thank you. Cheers, Adil.